Okay. Hi, I'm Johnny Green from the old Batman television series. You might remember me as being one of the bad guys with the Joker, Cesar Romero. I'm here with a very good friend of mine who's done many movies, and we're going to say just a few words about the friendship circle of Cleveland, his kids in Cleveland, Ohio. Don over here has everything but a book, and he's been on every TV show. Don Pedro is a sheriff, but not a real sheriff. And we want to talk to the kids a little bit about honoring the kids in Cleveland, Ohio, who are helping handicapped kids and kids with disabilities. And Don really thinks, we've been talking, and he thinks it's a good thing for the kids to get off the streets and help some of these handicapped kids. Don, I want to ask you just a few questions about your movies. You've been in just about every movie. When I was raised, I think you're a little bit older than I am, but I'm not sure because I got green hair, and it might be gray underneath, and you don't have a lot of hair. But anyway, Don's a good guy. He's going to say a few things to the kids, and I want you to also tell some of your credits. It's hard to talk about the past, but you're pretty good at some of the movies you've done. You've done so many wonderful things, Dukes of Hazzards. It just goes on and on and on, and you'll recognize them. Here's Don Pedro.
Thank you, Johnny. We did an event some years back, and you gave me your book and the whole 9 yards, and I think what was easily for me to help identify you to me was green hair. I said, I got that book, Johnny and the Green Man, yes, and you guys were a rock group. You played, in fact, at that event, as I remember.
Really like the henchman and with easy words too. Yeah.
Batman, right? Oh yeah, I was very fortunate to come to Hollywood totally focused. I came like any good general. I didn't tell him what my game plan was, but I went at it as though I was in a game plan, and I had a 5-year program that at the end of 5 years I would have already, the flow was going now, so I don't have to create any of that.
And make a few bucks doing it.
And make a couple of bucks here. I guess over a span of 35 years, I did a lot of the shows. I didn't get to do Bonanza. I wanted to do that. But I did 3 Little House on the Prairies.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, in fact, I did one with Todd Bridges. He played this young kid that showed up in Willow Creek or whatever the heck it was, and I was Dr. Tane, the frontier doctor, who was not allowed to doctor the townsfolk, but I was the Indian doctor. And everybody knew about Dr. Tane because he was the Indian doctor. I was in the pilot show in that when the Ingalls family came west, they got prairie fever and damn near died. And through that episode, you see these hands ministering to the family, making them well, and so they could carry on with the adventure. It's part of the book, I think, the original book on the Ingalls family. And then thereafter, they talked about whoever saved him, and all they would say was Dr. Tane, which nobody seemed to have ever seen, but he was the Indian doctor. Well, that was a very good start. And then I did The Wisdom of Solomon, and I wrote one called The Celebration. It was very fun. Let's see. I have been doing a lot of these talks to kids in high school and junior high school, and in my mind, once you get a good foundation, you're not going to have as many of the problems as we do have today. Kids have to have an incentive to be in school, and then after the result of school, they have to have a place to go and release all of that energy. In other words, they need jobs like everybody else. Sadly enough, we're in an economic times where even the adults are having jobs, getting trouble getting jobs from when they were before. Like, I was a nuclear scientist. Now I'm a postman.
That's a big cut.
Well, it means you're still alive. It's true you can't do what you used to do. It's also true that you've got all this knowledge that is in there and nobody's buying it, but you got to stay alive. You have to feed your families. And if we are a country that is aware of what our frailties are at present, I think we can take care of that if we work it together.
You know, I noticed a lot of policemen around you, and you played the sheriff in that Dukes Why are the cops around you? Are the policemen, what, they like you, or are they protecting you? What's that all about now?
I guess the way I played Sheriff Little, he was strong. He had his foibles. He was funny in that kind of strange way. I have more police badges from police departments all over the world. They've sent me their badges. They've sent me plaques made out of marble plaques. Yeah. The result was we were so impressed by your characterization of Sheriff Little that we wanted to be part of that. And they've gone out and put themselves together. In fact, the young man that's standing right there with his lady, he's a deputy sheriff in Anderson County, and he even built a replica car, Sheriff Little car. And for the last 4 years, he usually always shows up, and yeah.
That car. It's green too, you know.
He shows up at these events, and he takes me around. He does things for me. He's the nicest super fan.
It's nice to have the help.
Yeah, super fan, really is. Great country. Anything else you want to say?
Well, Don, you know what I like to do? I got to get you to say something about the friendship people, you know, at the circle of in Cleveland, because I'm going to get them to invite you to do a speech. Okay. And that would be really nice for you with the knowledge that you have of the children and some of the kids, you know, that are disabled. And it's just a good thing, and it's for the church people. They're running,
helping them to find their own place in life. Yeah. Even the disabled are intelligent people too. You know.
Very much so.
Look at the most disabled of them all, who's the most intelligent. Stephen Hawking, right?
Oh yes, and there's a lot of other people I know, and writers and producers. You know. And it's just a good thing, and I want to thank you, Don, for saying a few words to the kids.
Well, it really will be an honor to honor the kids of Cleveland, Ohio, when we get there. And the Friendship Council of Cleveland, I'm more than willing to give my best effort to make that a viable deal. And we'll just see what happens from that point, right?
Thank you very much, Don, for your time.
Thank you.
That would be great. That'll just be great.